know. I take Jake Fosho. One professor knows when alley-oop jamming and 10 toes never fold out to win. The boys were better ran.
I need my hands. I just wanna
Let's go, street pro, bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and O, sports professor, you know, Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme citing your girl's DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champions.
I need my hands.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and O, sports professor, you know, Yo, street professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, Jake, and O. Street! Stop!
What up, man? Welcome to the Bottom Line Sports Show. Shout out to Jake, Hot Take Jake. We're glad to be here tonight. We're just waiting on the professor to pop in for tonight. I'm not sure what episode this is, what episode this is, but we're here to bring you nothing but the best of the best with the sports. We're going to talk a little basketball, NBA, college basketball. We're going to talk some NFL trades. This is episode 160. So we're going to talk about the sports professor's mixed bag, Hot Take Jake's hottest take. We're going to talk about some college football, college basketball, NBA, playoffs. We're going to talk about some other different things like that, man. So you guys can go to all your sports social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, like, share, and tag, comment, and share to the Bottom Line Sports Show. Professor, we've already covered all the preliminary stuff. If you'd like to cover anything else, go ahead and hit whatever you like to cover. But this is show number 160. We've covered all the preliminary stuff. We'll turn over to the professor at this point in time. The professor should be coming back. Professor. Okay, here he is. Omar.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening because I'm literally directly plugged in to the Ethernet in my internet. So I have no clue what is happening, but I know we're supposed to get a big storm here in a little bit, so maybe that's it. Anyways, my bad. A little late there, but thank you for introducing everything, Canteen. Really appreciate it. Make sure that y'all join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group at The Bottom Line Sports. Make sure you join us. We talk a lot of trash, post a lot of sports news, and have a great time. Also, hit that like button. It is free. Make sure you smash that like button for us, and it helps us in the algorithm as well to get shown to more sports fans as well. Make sure you subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. I put my QR code up there because it also has the Bottom Line there as well and all the other channels. So you can find all of that on that QR code if you scan it. Don't forget about the Final Say Pod with Hot Take Jake. Make sure you subscribe at that YouTube channel as well as the Bottom Line Sports. Gentlemen, how is it going today, my friends? Excuse me.
Great weekend, man. Great weekend. Love free agency.
Yes.
A lot of things are unwinding. You're getting an idea of teams and what they're becoming. I'm seeing teams that look like shit stay like shit, and I'm seeing teams looking and becoming legends in the making. Omar, get ready.
Hey,
I mean,
Professor.
I know one of those teams that ain't done nothing, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. You know about them quite well.
Hey, so Professor, man, I see the Raiders have made some extraordinary moves. I like Pete Carroll, what he's done, bringing old Geno over. He's making some extraordinary moves. The entire NFL has done some extravagant, great things. There's one team who ain't done shit. We'll elaborate on that. But hey, guys, man, it's been a great week. Glad to be back with my bros. Let's do what we got to do, fellas.
Yes, sir. We are here. Flo is out handling business another week before he is off to another land, so we will wish him the best, salute him as he goes on his journey. But just know, going forward, Flo is probably not going to be with us, but every so often. So we will be bringing on rotating guests in the future, including all the roster at Ball and Buds, like Clubber D and the rest of them, as well as IOW Sports. We'll bring on Mar from time to time. We'll bring on Mel. We'll bring on Let's Talk Sports people like Alan Perez, AP. So don't worry. You're still going to get a full cast of characters. Probably just not going to see Flo too often. But that's okay. He's doing well. Just know that. And we are doing well. Also, let's hit this. Jake, we are going to start from now on with you being our first section of the show with your hottest take of the week.
All right, this one, I've been thinking on it. I've been thinking over the weekend. I've been seeing everything that's being moved on here on and there, so on and so forth.
So on and so forth. Yes. Uh-huh.
Something happened this past week that hurt me. I'm going to go into baseball here, guys. And
okay.
I don't give a shit.
Very nice. I like that.
A lot of people just think that because Garrett Cole's gone, the Yankees are just going downhill. Guys, I'm seeing a promise I haven't seen in years before. I think the team's practically building themselves up on their own. I have two big predictions this year's baseball season. I think Aaron Judge rights his wrong and gets MVP this season. Hold on. Adding on, the Yankees will meet up with the rematch with the Dodgers for a championship of championships. And I think Aaron Judge, with or without Garrett Cole, and it's looking like without him, Tommy John surgery's done. You made him sidelined for the whole year. I'm telling you right now, more than ever before, the Yankees are destined to do the unthinkable. And I love it because if you go look up on the sports books, I know you're into that, Omar. Omar's into that. In the sports books canteen, it's dropping the Yankees like they're straight garbage. They're not even giving them a chance.
So,
Jay,
what you're saying, they're not even giving them a chance to.
They right their wrong this year.
But what you're saying, they're not projected to do well in the playoffs.
At all. They're not even projected to get past the first round, Canteen.
Wait.
Canteen, our Vegas numbers are dropping so fast.
No. Pull this train back. You're saying that they're not projected to do what?
We're not even supposed to be past the first round with the Vegas numbers that keep coming out. They're saying that we're not even a top 4 team anymore losing Garrett Cole. Let me tell you something right now.
Okay.
We're winning the World Series. I said it before. While we're down, that's what I wanted to say. While we're down. Okay. Because I love it. See, people would love to jump on you when you're up. Everybody loves the guy that's got the money already, bro. No. Come at me, and I'm broke, and I'm sitting on the sideline right now. I'm sitting home alone, sad. Come to me now, because we're about to be rich at the end of this. Woo! I'm telling you, join in. The Yankees will right their wrong while they lost their best pitcher right now. Now, I want to do one thing real quick before we go on. I just want to put what almost made the cut, but I couldn't do it. I know this one was kind of crazy too, but I got to think on it a little more. This is real NFL real quick. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers will ever be a first. I don't think Aaron Rodgers deserves, nor is he allowed to become a first ballot maybe even a Hall of Famer in the NFL anymore. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know, Omar. I don't know.
Professor.
Okay. Wow.
I had to go one with my heart and my team, and I had to go one on the side.
Can I caveat?
Really? Okay, yeah, no, go ahead. We're going to talk about this. Go ahead.
Hey, so Jake, the Yankees, I got to give you that much. I think redemption. I think redemption is real. I think that you guys can bounce back. I think that you guys can turn things around. Here's the thing. He said Yankees going to get 28.
No, this guy better stop hating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. He's right. I thought he was only saying 28 wins. I was about to scream.
Here's
He's talking about chips. He talking about the bling. You're damn right.
Here's the thing with the whole football thing. You got Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson are the low-hanging fruit right now when it comes to quarterbacks in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers kind of shot me with Rodgers, so I don't know if they released him from the Jets or not. But I mean, who's gonna pick him up? I mean, do you want him to be a backup quarterback to be detriment to your organization?
We're gonna get to that, Ken. I just want to ask you with what I said. No, with what I said. Think about this. You've had a 20-year damn career. You got one Super Bowl win. You ain't done shit since, and you just stat pats. Is that deserving anymore? I don't know if it is.
One Super Bowl, Jake. One Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, shout out my brother Dirty Mojo from the 757 representing
28 chips, man.
Says 28 chips, damn right. Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with both of y'all. I know I wasn't here. I know I disappeared for a second because my internet went crazy. Yeah. But I assume from when I came back, I assume Jake's hot take of the week was that even without Garrett Cole, who is
the Yankees are going to win
to the year, that the Yankees are still going to win.
Basuda.
That is booty juice. Basuda. That prediction and hot take is straight booty juice. That ain't happening.
I'm not saying that, Jake. I'm not saying that. He said
the Yankees ain't winning a damn thing. The only thing they're winning is a clown contest for being the worst jesters in the world, the way they threw that World Series with that 5-run inning they gave up to the Dodgers. So I don't want to hear anything.
Don't bring back the past.
I don't care what the Simpsons predicted. I know the Simpsons predicted the Yankees would win in 2025. I don't care what the Simpsons predicted. It's not happening. Garrett Cole's out for the year. Aaron Judge is going to have a down year. No Giancarlo Stanton. No team whatsoever. Blow them all up. The New York Metropolitans are now the big brother in NYC.
Okay.
Right,
shut the hell up, man. You got to slap yourself.
Jake said slap yourself.
That's like the little brother thinking that he could beat up big brother. You better stop.
Who gets to you?
You crazy, Jake.
Hey, hold on. On for my second take. What'd you think of A-Rod?
Yeah, you know what? I think that is a crazy take because of the fact that we always did think of Aaron Rodgers as a Hall of Famer since he won that first championship very early on, because we all projected, we all extrapolated that we thought he would have a much better career and have more championships by now. But now that you say that, and he's 40-something years old and only has one championship, he's definitely not first ballot, I don't think, anymore. He's still a Hall of Famer no matter what. I think just because he was one of the greatest quarterbacks even without the championship. It's like Dan Marino. Dan Marino didn't win 8 championships, but he was still one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I don't put Aaron Rodgers over Dan Marino, but I do put him into probably top 15 quarterbacks of all time. Probably, I would think maybe top 20, but not first ballot. I agree, probably not first ballot. What do y'all think? Anybody think out there in the comments, Aaron Rodgers, he's still first ballot Hall of Fame? Let us know what you think. Dirty Mojo says one more. Yeah, you know,
right.
Baby. Give me my Metropolitans, baby. But okay, no, I can see that. I can definitely see Aaron Rodgers not being first ballot. I still think he's a Hall of Famer, though. I will say that. Canteen, I'm going to put your music on, even though it gets us copyrights every time.
No. I mean,
if you really want it, I can put it on.
No, you good, bro. If it's going to cut our show, you don't have to, man.
Yeah, because it gets copyrights on YouTube, and then you have to delete them later if you want to monetize your channel.
Oh, no, you good, bro. We good.
Gonna play a little. Whoa, play a little lo-fi. Anyways, so all right, cool. Thank you, Jake, for your hottest take of the week, which will from now on be our first segment to go to, and then we will move into my mixed bag. That way, I can put them together and upload them every week as one segment. So, anyways, let's move on into our mixed bag. Says. Hey guys, spotty signal area. Heard a few earlier parts. Family friendly, careful with the language. Got it, Flo? No worries. We will keep the language to a minimum. We know we are on all the other channels other than our own, including Flo's and Let's Talk Sports If we have a little bit of profanity, we apologize. We will try to keep it down to a minimum. That said, we keep it moving to the Professor's Mix
Bag.
Bag. All right, cool. Mixed bag. First item in the mixed bag canteen, and my man Stephen A. Smith got his bag, $100 million to be a sports personality on ESPN. Dude getting more bag than most athletes.
Right.
Canteen,
right.
Start us off, Canteen. What do you think about this amazing news? By the way, Stephen A., I'm there next, baby. Let's go.
Hey, man, so the thing about Stephen A. Smith, man, he's a great TV personality, very educated, antiquated, great guy. A lot of people don't know how to take Stephen A. Smith, but he's doing what he's gifted to do, man. He's just doing sports. I think he deserves it. I mean, his ratings are through the roof. The ratings are through the, you cannot talk. Professor and Jake, when it comes to numbers, you cannot. I can lie, Jake can lie, and the professor can lie, but numbers do not lie, guys.
That's right.
The numbers are there. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Congratulations to him. First take, he's superseding all the expectations, guys. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith, man.
And Jake, when you look at the revenue that First Take brings in, they bring in tens of millions of dollars in sponsorships and stuff every year. So you would think if he's the main star of the show, you might as well pay to keep him happy if it's bringing in that much money, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we had this topic last week with the wrestling on the Mount Rushmore. I think Stephen A. solidified himself as a Mount Rushmore spot for one of the greatest sports personalities we've ever had.
Agreed.
I think this compares with the Mike and Mikes that had their 20-year span career. The thing that's different with Stephen A. is he's done it with Skip. He did a little bit with Max, and he's doing it now with Shannon. I mean, he does it with everybody.
He can do it with anybody, right?
That's the one thing I kind of put a notch above him. Proud of him. I know we'll talk later on his whole situation with LBJ, but yeah, currently right now with the whole entire 100 million thing, man. Hey, proud of you, bro. Keep doing you. Keep doing you.
Correct.
Yeah, we will talk about that incident in a little bit. But yeah, Stephen A. is obviously the best out there right now and one of the best to ever do it. And he deserves the bag. If you are the one that is bringing all the eyes on this channel, on this show, if this show is consistently the highest rated morning sports show and you are the main variable when all these other moving parts around you, including hosts, Molly's been there a while, but before that, they went through multiple hosts. So,
right.
So yeah, Stephen A. deserves. We live in a country of capitalism, as Stephen A. will always point out.
I got him number 2 all time. Not to cut you off, I have him number 2 all time. Yeah, number 2 all time in my opinion.
Let me finish my thought. I want to come to your list. Let me finish my thought real quick so I don't forget. And actually, I think I just did forget. Hold on.
My bad.
No, you're good. I'll get it back in a second. Hold on. Oh, so but as Stephen A. also likes to say on the shows, in a capitalist society, you get paid what you are worth, and what you are worth is what you can command. And he commanded that. Good to him. Like I said, I'm on my way up, Stephen A. I'm trying to follow right behind you. All these boys doing the streaming, they trying to follow behind you too. I need that money as well. Let's get that bag. What were you gonna say, Jake? What's your list?
Or I was just saying he's made my top 2 all time. He's right there. He's
number 1.
Colin Cowherd. I just think that Colin's the only guy I know that can do a show for 3 hours by himself. Yeah. And I think that's tough to do. Omar, it's like, and I'm not trying to give you your flowers, but I got you right here. Omar, for you to get on your show and come on, promote your show real quick. What is it called?
And do all your work by yourself.
Weekly Mondays, you can catch the Professor's Seminalmente.
It's a tough job to do. Reason I respect academics in the social stages over there on that side, because he does that as well, other than the Joe Buttons and all that. Same thing with Colin. Same thing with our boy Omar. These guys, when you can make a show, it's something I would want to do eventually one day. I don't think I'm there yet, but the fact when I see you have to compete with yourself, and you have to make sure that you're talking the whole time. There's no pauses. You don't get a break from somebody else talking. You got to get it going. So, hey, salute to all those guys that have that in them to throw it down and go a good hour to 2 hours plus of just straight giving you the next ones, and you're just communicating. That's why I have Colin one above him. That's the only reason.
Yep.
Colin can carry a pod for 3 hours by himself. I've seen him do it on ESPN Radio. I've seen Omar do it on Mondays when I'm listening in and I'm playing my little 2K, and I got Omar in my background just hearing him out for the day. It's what these guys do. Got to give respect where it's due, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I will collect those flowers and take them generously because it is hard. I can't believe that I actually have done 20 of those shows now, which means I've done 5 months of those shows now. And yeah, I do go sometimes 2.5 hours. And although it's a lot of content and a lot of news that I'm giving out, it is very hard to continually talk the whole time without having any breaks to think or have other people interject and having to carry everything on yourself. So it is really hard. So it is a salute to all those people that can do that sort of thing, like Stephen A., like Colin Cowherd, like your boy, the sports professor. And I hear, Jake, what I'm hearing is the professor's third on your list is what I'm hearing in terms of media personalities. And I'm loving what I'm hearing.
And you're young. These guys are probably on their back nine.
Hey, that's right. I'm still coming up. I'm a young buck, baby. Come get me.
Anyway, that Stephen A. can't think. Who's saying that?
You know who's saying that? That's your boy Flo. You know Flo said that.
Flo, why you look, Flo? I love Stephen A. Smith. I love Shannon, but Shannon's my favorite. I'm a Shannon Sharp. I'm a Shay guy. I love Sharp, man.
Shannon's doing his thing too.
With the nightcap.
He's in I'll put him in the tier with the Rogans where I like he does really good interviews. He does good interviews one-on-one. Really? I like his last one. His last one with Andrew Schultz. You gotta hear that.
That one was good. That one was good. Club Shay, that one was good, man. Real good. Okay. Real good.
Yeah. No doubt. Salute to all of them. Hey, Stephen A., I'd love to get on your show with you. Holla at me. We'll talk. Moving on. West Virginia. You got to shoot your shot, right? West Virginia University. Rich Rodriguez, what the hell are you doing? Rich Rodriguez has banned TikTok dancing for his West Virginia University football team. Now, let me say this to you again. I did not say he banned TikTok completely. No, they can still go on there and tomfool around and waste time, but they just can't go on there and dance. What in the name of stupidity of rules and alienating future recruits who may like to do this sort of thing? What is going on here, Jake? Holla at me.
Look, man, I think there's a bad move. Here's why. We're in this era now where everything is promotions in a way. Mm-hmm. And I know, like you said, you're not promoting he's not taking away TikTok itself. But be honest with me, is West Virginia as big as the elite of elite schools? No. So you're taking away the fun and the aspect. You don't know if you're going to lose some recruits because of stuff. I'm telling you, kids nowadays, they want to have some freedom around. Yeah. And if they feel they're bossed and stuff like that, hey, man, they'll go get a bag somewhere else. And they'll move on from you. Bad move. You need to fix that fast. That's all I'm going to say. I don't like it at all. I get what he's trying to do. I understand that. But, hey, I believe in the aspect of when it's time to do some work, let's do some work. When it's time to have some fun, let's have some fun. Don't ban your fun, though. Don't ban the fun completely. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm with you on that. Canteen. What do you think?
Hey, here's the thing, man. I think that as coaches, man, you have to have a balance, man. There's a time and place for everything. I think sometimes you can be too tough, and then you forget about people have feelings, emotions, and different things like that. These guys come to college, they come to get an education, play football, but we have lives, man. They have lives. Let these guys live. If you're gonna shove football down the throat, shove education down the throat, that's cool. But when I go back to my dorm room, when I go back to my apartment, I want to cut it loose. I want to drink. I want to hang out. I want to live a life that's beyond football and trying to get a degree. Let these guys live, man. And if you don't, they're going to start doing stupid stuff like drinking and driving, getting into trouble, doing things that are going to be detriment to your football team and detriment to your organization, which is going to cause more harm to the organization, which is going to cause you not to win games. You're going to lose. then you're not gonna become bowl eligible, which is gonna just set your whole program back. Let loose. Focus on consistency and discipline when it's necessary, and then let the guys have fun, man.
Yeah, I agree with both my brothers here. I think that you need to let the kids be free. They are still kids after all. Let them enjoy their life while they're trying to play football. You do alienate your recruits.
Right.
If you do this, and it's possible there are recruits that just don't even consider West Virginia because of one stupid rule that you decided to stand on the hill and die on for this stupid rule. So that's on him. He's going to lose recruits for sure in the future. I don't know how many, but it definitely will impact his recruiting unless he removes it and it's public. That being said, the only other thing I want to say, because my brothers handled that perfectly. Don't drink and drive, as Canteen said, very bad. And B, we also do not support underage drinking on this program. So they are still kids, a lot of them still under 21. So we do not encourage underage drinking or drinking and driving on this program. Please do not do either. Or if you do, we don't know. We did not suggest it. Anyways, that's just to keep us legally intact. Does that mean that I did not drink in college? I definitely did. So anyways, Flo says Colin still gets commercial breaks a few times every hour. Yeah, he does. You're right. I don't. Oh, look at that. I don't. I'm better than Colin Cowherd. Look at that.
Hey, Professor, man. Hey, you're a G, bro. You're a G. I mean, just go.
I appreciate that, bro.
Kudos, man, to you, man.
He says maybe you should ban certain types of dancing, like sexually explicit.
Flo, you got to understand, man. We're living in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
People are doing what they want to do, man. These guys are between the age of 20 and 20. Man, let these people live.
I honestly think that. Oh, my bad. I thought you were done. Keep going.
No, when I was between 20 and 25, mm-hmm. I didn't care what I did. I didn't care. People just want to be free. People want to live. People have no concern. Some people do. Some people have values and all these different things, but some people have values and they still do whatever. They're in college to have an experience. Let them experience life, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was going to say I think that would actually hurt him more, because I think if you single out a specific type of dance or a specific type of dance people, then you get into the slippery slope of, are you talking about because of different cultural
religions, creed, nationality, all these different,
right? And then you're just going to push off more recruits. So I don't suggest either of those rules are a good idea. But hey, Flo, I mean, that would work in BYU, a Christian school,
BYU, a TCU, Christian,
even maybe the service academies
organization.
Right. Yeah. Jake, what do you think about
excuse me, Professor, and I don't mean to keep interjecting, but these ideologies will work in that type of environment.
Right.
That wouldn't work at the University of Georgia. That wouldn't work at Alabama. That won't work at Clemson. It won't work at Texas.
Jake, do you have any thoughts on that?
I think y'all hit it right on the coffin. Yeah, you can't. The thing is, and I've always noticed this, guys right now during that age, especially from the ages 18 or even 16 all the way to 24, 25, people are trying to experience things that, they just want to follow a trend. I remember whenever I was growing up early, everybody was doing that ice bucket challenge. Everybody was doing the remember whenever everybody would freeze, what song was that called? Black Beatles by Sway Lee and them. Everybody would do that freeze. It's like you're telling them to stop a moment in time. People are just following the trends. You got to deal with it. What's over trending? You got to go with it.
Yeah, and like we said, they're still kids, so you have to let kids be kids. And nowadays, social media is what runs kids' lives. So, anyways, all right, cool. Moving on to hockey news. Actually, these will be my last 2 points of news since Jake stole my Yankees Garrett Cole needing Tommy John surgery. But in hockey news, Alex Ovechkin is now 9 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's record with 886 goals. He plays tonight against Wayne's former team, my favorite team, the Los Angeles Kings. Should be a good game coming on here in about an hour. I'll be sitting down to watch that tonight. But again, it's looking like he probably will get there, as there are still 18 games, I believe, still left for the Capitals, or somewhere around there. Someone could correct me if not. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. It was just an update. I know how both of y'all feel about that, and I think the fans do as well, so we can keep it moving. Also in hockey news, trade deadline passed. Wow, the Dallas Stars went for it by getting Mikko Rantanen from the Carolina Hurricanes, and as well, another huge winner in the NHL hockey deadline is the Florida Panthers. The defending champion Florida Panthers went out and traded for Brad Marchand, one of the best forwards in the league, to pair him with Matthew Tkachuk, one of the best defensive men in the league. And they added Seth Jones, another great defensive men in the league. So the Florida Panthers, after winning it last season, are going all out at the trade deadline to try to repeat and go back-to-back. Gentlemen, how do you feel about any of that hockey news?
Well, hold on. I know you're the hockey expert. I'm going to reverse it to you. What's more likely? Dallas, with the moves they made at the trade deadline to finally get past the hump and win it, or Florida repeating on you? What are you thinking?
That's a really, really great question. And it's tough because, see, what happened here is the moves that the Dallas made at the deadline to get Mikko Rantanen. They also have one of their best players, Tyler Seguin, coming off of long-term injured reserve. He's been injured most of the season. So that's going to be like another free agent that they get back kind of thing to their team. You pair that with the team they had already, they really just built around the edges and fortified. That makes them a strong all-around team, so they really have a great chance. But if you're telling me that the defending champions went out and got 2 stars, like Brad Marchand and Seth Jones are both stars in the league. Maybe not superstars, but stars. They're not just regular players. So you went out and you telling me the defending champions went out and got 2 stars, 2 starters, frontline starters on any other team in the league? Give me the Panthers to repeat.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, going back to this, Flo had another comment. You can say that, Cam, but I bet Nick Saban didn't allow certain social media things, and it worked for him. It just wasn't made.
But see, here, let me caveat on that.
That's probably true.
Okay. So let me compare apples to oranges.
That's a long time ago too. Yeah.
You got Deion Sanders at Colorado and Nick Saban at Alabama. They're both successful football coaches. So what are you talking about? Deion Sanders is in the spotlight, and they said he wasn't gonna have a winning season, but he won.
That's true.
It's apples to oranges. It
No.
matter.
Here's what you got to get to. The NIL guys didn't exist. There's a reason Nick Saban ran as fast
That's
as
why he
did
ran away from
when
the
that
game.
NIL came in, because he knew that the players now get to pick and choose. No, you don't just got to go to his program to win a chip. Now you can get paid, and now that's why Nick Saban got scared than ever and became a broadcaster
he
so
washed
fast.
his hands and walked away from the game of football.
Very fast.
Quick.
There's a reason behind that. He knows in this day and age, he ain't getting all them favorites that he was allowed in Alabama a decade ago. It's a different time.
Yeah, you hit that right on the head. That's exactly why he left, was because NIL came into play and he didn't want to.
Shout out to Sean McCoy. He called that out from the very beginning.
Right.
Yep, that's true. All right, cool. Last point of the professor's mixed bag today. Earlier today, a very scary moment for the Duke Blue Devils, as in the ACC tournament. Cooper Flagg went down with an ankle injury and had to be wheelchaired to the medical room. He did come back out later walking, so hopefully it is nothing major, as he is the projected #1 NBA pick. But they will probably keep him out for the rest of the ACC tournament until March Madness, although they say he's trying to come back. But the coach, I believe, would be supremely stupid if he let something like that happen. Jake, what do you think about that?
Keep him rested, bro. It's not worth it right now. Keep him rested up. Heck no, man. He's got a lot of games, future. Keep him rested, well-rounded. Not only that, you don't want to further his injury. You really don't. Not in this time. And I know it's kind of like fighting it because you got March Madness literally right around the corner. But dang, man, you gotta slow it down.
Yeah,
You gotta slow it down right now. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What you think,
Can't
man?
hey, so they were playing against my guys last weekend, guys. I went to go see Georgia Tech play Wake Forest, and Wake Forest pounded the Yellow Jackets, man. But here's the thing, the Yellow Jackets put up a good fight, man. But as you guys have caveated, man, let him rest, man. I mean, hell, if I'm Cooper Flag, I don't really care what Duke does at this point. I'm value added to the NBA. I don't care about an NCAA champion. None of that matters. I'm thinking about a draft pick, lottery pick, and where I'm going to go play in dividends. I'm an asset, not a liability at this point in my career. That's how I'm thinking, man.
I mean, you hit that on the head, and I don't know why he's trying to come back. If anything, if it were me, I'd be trying to protect
my
money.
That's right.
You got to protect your money at that point, which takes us into a bigger question that is going around the lexicon right now about Cooper Flag with NIL that we talked about earlier. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe he should stay another year since he has the NIL money. But doing that, you also forego starting your NBA contract, which then takes you another year to get to your second contract, so on and so forth. What do we think about that, Canteen?
Man, go leave. I mean, if you have really managed your NIL money properly, managed it, invested in done what you're supposed to do, and most guys that get the NIL money, they manage it properly. Man, the only thing I would be focused on is leaving. I would leave, go to the NBA, still do school, get your degree, and go to the NBA and have your degree as a fallback. But I mean, you're going to thrive in the NBA anyway. The money's going to come. Don't chase the money. Chase the game, and then the money will follow you.
I like that. Yep. Yeah, Jake?
Yeah, I would do the same. Now, I do feel the opposite in the NFL, though. I do feel with college football, look, an average career is about 3 to 4 years. You may not ever see a second contract. As in the NBA, you usually get to drag on, so on and so forth. Hell, Chandler Parsons was still getting paid $10 million 8 years into the league, and he sucked by then with the Rockets. So I'm just saying, guys in the NBA get better chances. You also get more money. So yeah, the faster you get to the NBA, the faster you can make more. The NFL, however, I do find it opposite. NCAA, and that's why I think we saw Quinn Ewers slow down and take, oh man, I'm going to get paid here more over here. I'll stay over here, then deal with being a fourth round pick and now making a measly $200,000 when he's going to make $1.3 million. So it's stuff like that. You got to think about it.
You're completely right. Actually, that's a great point. And most people don't even think about that, but there's different dynamics between basketball and football, which in football says, yeah, maybe you should stay another year and just collect that money. And it puts off the wear and tear, all that good stuff. Plus, especially if like you're a running back, like Ashton Gianti, let's say he still had years left that he could use, or which he does. But if he didn't want to go, if he wanted to stay and make more money, knowing that, first running backs usually don't outlast their first contract in the NFL, right? That would make sense. And again, like we said, right, you're taking yourself away from making that big money in the future. Because if you're right now at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA for Oklahoma City Thunder, when he gets his Supermax contract, he's going to be making $80 million a year. So, there's no NIL in the world that you're going to make any $80 million in 1 year. So you might as well start the clock now. Plus, you're the number one pick. It'd be different if, like, you were, like Jake said, a second round pick or pick even number 20 or even out of the lottery in the NBA. Let's say you're like a 14, 15, and you're not going to get the guaranteed lottery money. Maybe it's something you don't do. But as the first overall pick, no, you get the hell out and take that money. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Flo says NIL could keep basketball players in college. You have time to develop your game and still get paid. Again, yeah, it depends on how high you will get drafted, like we said.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group. Catch up with us there on all the news and sports as well. Subscribe to Ball and Buds and Final Say Pod on YouTube. All right, let's keep it moving, gentlemen. Let us start out with some NFL. And since I forgot last week to let Canteen do his combine review, we are going to start with that today. Canteen, what do you have on the combine last week? What are your takeaways from what we saw at the combine?
All right, guys. So, really just highlight over the combine to me last week was really, really poor. I mean, the combine was not a really, really big highlight because a lot of the big names that went to the combine, we didn't hear about them. The Shadors, the Cam Wards, the Travis Hunters. A lot of the big names we didn't hear. We only really heard about the guys that, that usually perform in college football. So here's the thing, man. I think the draft is going to be what it's going to be. I know that Mel Kiper Jr., they've already outlined who they think is going to go where, but that's all going to shuffle and all the dicks are going to be moved around and all these different things like that. We'll just have to see what the draft is going to be like in my projection, man. So that's my take on the draft. Not the draft, but on the combine. The combine was really subpar mediocre to me, guys. I really can't elaborate on it because it wasn't really.
Well, let me follow up. Do you think that it's good for players like Shador and other people to not go, or do you think that hurts them in the long run?
It hurts them. So I think that when they have their pro day, when those guys have their separate pro days, that's when those guys can really, really show what they're made of and give their best foot forward. Because the draft inhibits them from really doing what they're doing. I mean, they're just going and making social media performances and people, hey, how you doing, and appearances, but they're not there to perform. The guys that go to the combine, those guys that are hungry, that are trying to make a way. These guys are trying to find a way to get on team, trying to be seen so they can get drafted. The Shador Sanders, he's going to get drafted. The Travis Hunter, the Cam Ward, these guys are going to get drafted. That's my take, guys.
Jake, what do you think?
Well, the thing about the scouting, it's only good if the draft's full of your see, I've been told, I've been hearing, from Mel Kiper, I've been hearing from, some of the NFL guys, Albert Breer, all them. This is more of a meat and potatoes type of draft year. So you're not going to get the pizzazz, the wows. It's not more of a wide receiver CB type of draft. It's more of the interior lineman, offense and defense. So you're not really looking at a 40 time from an O-line and really kind of, oh, wow, So I really just think it's only that. I mean, the scouting is usually the year before last when they did have those elitist running backs and wide receivers coming in. That's when everybody's just watching, seeing who could, beat their times and all that. So it's just on that. I just think that this is going to be a very physical draft. You're going to see a lot more. You only got 2 prospects at QBs that people are really looking out for. And other than Travis Hunter, you got a lot of D linemen being looked at right now. So, like I said, I just think that in the end, it's just going to be looked at like that. But hey, look, a lot of teams have to build, especially with poor, and I know we're about to go into it, free agency play. You got to score in the draft. Because if you don't, you're going to be walking in August, and I'm the one that's going to be laughing at you, knowing that before the season starts, your season's already done. A la Raider fans.
Yep.
Hot take.
Unfortunately, it's true. I can't even say anything. So, but yeah, no, I do agree. I think that as for the combine, if you're going to get drafted high, like a Travis Hunter, who might go number 1, or Abdul Carter, something like that, you can abstain and it probably won't hurt your draft stock. Is it a good look? Probably not. But at that point, you do have a lot of tape on these guys. So do you really need to see me run around in my underwear with a bunch of other dudes? I don't know. Sometimes to me, it seems more like a horse and pony show.
A dog and pony. Yeah.
Dog and pony. Thank you. A dog and pony show, which is why I don't watch the combine. But I do get why organizations would want that information, because obviously you want to have, the tangibles, the tangible things about an athlete, their 40 time, how much they can lift, stuff like that, in order to be able to evaluate them not only that year, but further down the line in their NFL career. But again, I don't know. It's a dog and pony show to me, and I'd really rather just see what teams do in free agency and in the draft. When you're a well-built team like the Philadelphia Eagles, for instance, what Howie Roseman did in between drafting really well, and also picking up key free agents like Saquon Barkley, Zach Bond, other people like that, you mold together a really good team like that. But when you don't, like the Raiders and other teams, well, then you end up sucking. So, and it is what it is. All right, let's move into free agency then, as Jake so greatly segued. We're going to play a game here just to make this as easy and fast as possible. I'm going to go through the major free agency signings. If you hear of a free agency signing that you want to talk about, just stop. If not, I'm just going to continue through the list. Got it?
Let's roll, bro. Let's do it.
All right. DeAndre Hopkins goes to the Ravens on a 1-year, $5 million deal. Robert Spillane goes to the Patriots, 3 years, $37.5 million. We've got Joey Bosa leaving the Chargers, headed to the Bills, 1 year, $12.6 million to replace Von Miller, who was released.
Real quick, all I'll say real quick on that is this is a make or break season for Bosa. He's got to show up. I don't want this to be the exact same thing that Von Miller had happened to him 3 years ago when they grabbed him and nothing panned out. Bosa, show up because they need you more than ever.
And I think Bosa's younger, and I think
that is true. That is true.
But let me ask you this, man.
Really good fit.
I don't want to harp on this too long. Do you think Bosa will make a difference up there in Buffalo? Will he be a point that'll bring him over the top on the defense?
I think at this point in his career, he's younger and better than Von Miller was when he was brought into Buffalo, and I think that they need a defensive, wreck havoc playmaker on that line, and I think this is a perfect move for them. So I think it's good.
Okay, got it.
It'll be only good to me if they fix their secondary a little bit. That's what I'll say.
Got it.
All right, Puna Ford, defensive tackle, headed to the Rams, 3 years, $30 million. We've got Jeremy Chin headed to my Raiders, 2 years, $16 million. DeMarcus Lawrence, former Dallas Cowboys defensive end, headed to Seattle, 3 years, $42 million. Edge, Hassan Reddick, who had the stuff with the Jets last year, all the controversy, and he ended up trading and never played until the playoffs. 1 year, $14 million to the Buccaneers. Justin Fields headed to the New York Jets for 2 years, $40 million to replace Aaron Rodgers. Team, what do you got?
The Pittsburgh Steelers made a big mistake. They made a huge mistake.
Made
a huge mistake. They should have held on to him. Who is going to be the GOAT? Now, who's going to be the guy that fills the void? Who's going to be that guy that fills the void in Pittsburgh?
Give it to Russ. I mean, I was hearing all last year how great Russ was. Somehow they haven't re-signed him.
And Russ is on the bubble. Russ is supposed to be going to Cleveland for a visit. Russ is supposed to be going to
I'm still waiting whenever we're right. We got it when we give Sean Payton that apology on how bad Russ was. I mean, man just keeps sitting down waiting. Poor guy. As for the Justin Fields move, I'll be honest with you, I don't see much out of it. Here's why. He's with another defensive head coach. There's no promise out of it. I'm sorry. I think you need some with a guy that's a project more. Give him an offense, man. Give him an offensive head coach, a wizard. Not this crap, man. I feel bad for him.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I think. I think that Justin Fields would have been a good fit had he stayed with the Steelers. I think that they should have continued on with him. I think that he played decently well the first few games, and I think they just cut the experiment short too quickly. But they did have obviously what they thought was a better option in Russell Wilson. But now that you let him walk and he's gone, you didn't want him anymore. You probably should have kept Justin Fields or someone who had experience with your team. Now you either have to bring Russ back, which again I think would be fine because he has experience with them, and I actually think that's what they should do is get Russ. But what I'm hearing right now through my sources is that they're actually talking to Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh right now.
Think of how Russ has got to feel right there. I'm about to compare this, Omar. Omar, you're with a girl, and she's telling you, you know what, we've had a great year together. But there's a couple guys I'm looking for and seeing if they can really get me happy. If they promise to take me out on a date. Now, if they don't, I got you right here just waiting for you. Don't worry. That's a slap in the face to Russ, man. I tried to say it. I tried to say it last year, but I got killed.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough break. That is a tough break for the Mr. Unlimited. But you know what? Hey, he's married to Sierra. He has hundreds of millions of dollars. He's a Super Bowl champion.
My advice would be retire. Retire.
Yeah, right.
Go have fun, bro.
Retire. Why
Go
are you
have
even
fun.
doing this anymore? Just go home and retire. Have fun. Sierra can get a residency in Vegas. You ain't even got to work no more. What are you talking about? Go home. What do y'all think about Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers, though, possibly?
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers needs to hang up his boots, man. I think
Okay. All right.
after he sustained injuries, I think him leaving Green Bay was like a detriment to his whole career, man. That just killed his career, man. He was more resourceful. He did his greatest things at Green Bay. Mm-hmm. Going to the Jets was just downhill, man. It was all downhill when he went to the Jets.
It's bad to say this, but he doesn't move no needle whatsoever anymore.
Right.
Hey, congrats. Finish your years off, I guess. I've been said he should have left and retired. Man, literally is just making himself look worse and worse. Slap in the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll give you my opinion in a second on how I feel about it. But before we do that, we have a guest to bring in. You know him. He is out working hard, but decided to show his face for a little bit. Oh, yeah. And he goes by Master Plan Flow.
Woo! Yeah, I'm ready to hear him on this Russ take that he had. Boy, Russ is still looking great, ain't he?
Hey!
Man, so good. He's getting chosen to be the backseat guy. He's the best friend.
Woo!
Welcome
in. Flo,
he's the girl's best friend that says maybe you got a chance with me.
He's the girl's best friend.
Defend yourself, Flo. Defend yourself.
He's the girl's best friend, Flo.
What's the question? I didn't hear him.
Do you trust? How do you feel about the way Russ's career is going right now, buddy?
A downhill spiral.
I'm offended because he did way better with the Steelers.
Clearly, we could see that. They locked him up that fast.
But, oh, when Jake was out there, you know this. Jake was out there. Hey, Super Bowl goals when he came over there, and I was like, you don't know, maybe there's a Seahawks know something we don't know.
Yeah, you said he looked great with the Steelers.
Happened? And what happened?
You said he looked great with the Steelers. What's happened there? They practically got him fit. He's He's asking for a 5-course meal inside the restaurant. They're saying, "Hey, man, we got something in the dumpster back there."
What do the Steelers have of interest? They don't have nothing.
Come on, man.
So Flo, where does Russell Wilson end up at?
They have some background music that's pretty loud on the phone. Y'all hear that?
He said he wants some background music, man.
We ain't got no music going. It's got to be your car.
I don't know what it was. It was really loud. I couldn't hear y'all. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So where does Russell Wilson land in, Flo?
What is what?
Our NFL expert, Flo. Where does Russell Wilson land, Flo?
Well, he's got to land somewhere that has offensive weapons already. He's got to land somewhere that's got already skilled players. You know, like you got your number 1, your number 2 wide receivers solid. You got a solid run game. You got a solid O-line.
He can still call up the UFL if he wants. Because they're about to start in 2 weeks.
UFL.
You turned on him hard, man. I remember
I'm just calling a spade, man.
Before he showed up. You were Super Bowl goals, man.
You know what I love?
Hard.
Sean Payton opened my eyes, and I love what Sean, and everybody killed Sean for it. Sean getting nipped it in the bud.
The thing with Sean is that he didn't give him a chance. He didn't want it from the get-go.
Literally, we saw a chance with Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin's treating him the same way.
No, Mike Tomlin is a defensive guy. You got to have the right offense in there for him. I think he showed a little bit, considering it was a defensive coach, a defensive culture. You don't really. They have even Big Ben never really had offensive weapons. There was a couple of years he had some, and you saw what he did. So they've always spent all their money on defense. That's the problem with Pittsburgh.
Well, they just bought DK. Give them credit. They just got DK.
But I'm saying most years they've always spent their money on defense.
What about Justin? Hold on. Before Omar.
Historically.
Before Omar starts counting more people, real quick, what do you think of Justin Fields to the Jets?
Me?
Yeah.
That could be a good move. They got to shore up the offensive line. He used to have the same issues before he left Chicago. But when he was at Pittsburgh, even, I mean, they wouldn't solid. So if they can shore up the offensive line, that could be a good thing because he can use his legs. And it all depends, the type of offense they run. If they run to his strengths, if they try to make him fit into their offense, it's not going to work. But if they just let Justin, fit, make the offense fit what Justin does well, it could work.
That's what I've been saying forever for every team. I think that Justin Fields can be a halfway decent quarterback in this league if people would just actually play to his strengths. When the Bears started running the ball a couple years before he left, that middle season, when they were using his legs, they had an 8-game winning streak, and he was in the MVP conversation for a little bit. So what are we talking about?
I think it would be similar to what who was it over there, Carolina?
Oh, Bryce Young?
No, when he made that Super Bowl run.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton. Yeah, I think that's the type of offense they should run. It's very similar. I think he's not as big and tall as Cam, but I think a similar offense. We have a strong running game, and you let him kind of have that option to pull the ball back and do some easy, heavy run, and then do some simple, running routes where he's got 2, 1, 2, and you decide, and then if not, you check it down. Just simplify the offense. I mean, it took Cam to the Super Bowl, so I think they could have that kind of success if they do that kind of offense for Justin Fields.
Sure, y'all reaching on that one.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If they do
you and Omar, gosh, guy's gonna suck. Go ahead, Omar. Keep going. Keep going with these lists. These losers.
Chase Young re-signs with the Saints, 3 years. $51 million. Carlton Davis, cornerback to the Patriots, 3 years, $60 million. Juwan Johnson, returning to the Saints, 3 years, $30 million. Javon Hargrave, defensive tackle, going to the Vikings, 2 years, $30 million. DJ Reed, cornerback, headed to the Lions, 3 years, $48 million. Linebacker Trey Greenlaw, leaving the Niners for take Broncos, 3 years, $35 million. Cornerback Shavarius Ward headed to the Colts, 3 years, $60 million. Safety Justin Reed agrees with the Saints, 3 years, $31 million. Sam Darnold signs with the Seahawks after they traded Geno Smith to the Raiders. So this can be a dual story if anybody wants to talk about it. 3 years and $110 million.
Talk about the Raiders. Talk about the Raiders here. We got to talk about the Raiders.
We have to.
We're gonna go from 3 to 4 wins.
Is this just a stopgap, Omar? What is this?
It's definitely just a stopgap. Pete Carroll obviously does not want to waste any of the time since he only has a few years left.
He loves him some Geno Smith, though. He brought him over there.
Well, the good part about that is if y'all remember last year, I consistently talked about the splits that Geno had outdoors versus indoors and how he was so much better indoors. When you look at his stats indoors, he was a top 10 quarterback in the league, and he's going to play indoors in Vegas. So I think he does make Vegas. I think he does make Vegas better. I think Vegas does.
Wins?
No, I'll still say probably like 7 wins.
Okay.
We still have to deal with Patrick Mahomes. Well, he's still there. We don't have a chance. We still got to deal with the Chargers, Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh. So we got some teams we got to deal with.
Yeah, you're forgetting another team you got to deal with, buddy. Don't do that. And don't do that.
We don't have to deal with that team. We don't have to deal with that bum team. Bo Nick's about to have a sophomore slump is what's about to happen.
As Flo would say, a sophomore slump.
What do y'all think about Sam Darnold to the Seahawks?
Hey,
what do y'all think about Sam Darnold?
So for me, Sam Darnold going to the Seahawks is a great move, man. I think Minnesota. I think Minnesota, they're idiots, man.
Seahawks.
Minnesota, I think Minnesota, they stupid. Why would you give up a guy like that, and then you don't even know the probability of a guy coming off an injury? That's just like a Kirk Cousins guy coming off an injury that went to Atlanta. And what did Kirk Cousins do in Atlanta? Hot, basuda, booty juice. He did nothing in Atlanta. Nothing.
No, he was all right in Atlanta. It takes you another year to get on the.
Come on, nah, man. I don't want to hear no excuses. No, I don't want to hear that.
It does.
It's
true.
So you telling me J.J. McCarthy come out and have a bum season? It's gonna take him another year.
It could. I mean,
come on, man.
With those lower leg injuries that take you out for a season, you're not the same coming off that you would be.
But Flo, you already had it. You had a guy. You had Sam Darnold. You give him up. Why you give him up? When you had a good quarterback.
Who?
Darnold.
They weren't going to pay Darnold. They already had their draft pick. They don't want to waste those years. They got him cheap, so they want to go ahead and move on instead of taking a chance and having to pay Darnold. That just makes fiscal sense.
Well, I say
I mean, they were going to pay him. I mean, he's getting paid $36 million a year, $110 million. So yeah, they would have had to shell out of pocket for that. And Flo is right on that. Do they want to do that when they already have a rookie waiting in the wings? Now, granted, Canteen, you're right. He was injured, so you never know. But
it's going to take him another year to get back. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's able to come back because he's younger. But I think this coming into this year, JJ's not going to look great right away, just because number one, you're coming off injury. Number two, you're always tentative, coming off that kind of injury. You got to shake off all that, and get that confidence back in that part of your body.
I think Minnesota will have a tough part year, man.
Here's a plot twist. Kirk Cousins goes back to the Minnesota Vikings.
So I would say Aaron Rodgers could go there and follow Brett Favre.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yeah.
Now, Professor, here's my take on Kirk Cousins. The Falcons are holding out on Kirk Cousins until the draft.
Do what?
They're holding out on Kirk Cousins until the draft.
And do what?
Get rid of Kirk Cousins after the draft.
Oh, does he have more money he can be let go of after the draft?
Why? Wait till after the draft. They're gonna get rid of him. Why?
Okay. All right. All right. Well, let's move on to.
Real quick, Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. I think that's a mistake for Sam Darnold. I think he's going to struggle there. You just got rid of one of your top weapons is gone now.
Metcalf.
I just think that's not a good situation for him. He's going to struggle there. He doesn't have an offensive-minded coach. I don't know who the offensive coordinator is there, but I just think he's going to struggle again. He needs a guy like Connell that had him last year. He needs a coach like that to really mentor him and keep him focused. So I think he's not going to do well in Seattle.
He lost DK. He lost DK Metcalf and go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's going to be okay he's going to be mediocre to maybe even terrible.
Oh, yeah, like you said, they lost DK Metcalf and they lost Tyler Lockett, so they lost both of their top receivers. They do still have Jackson Smith and Jigba, but that's just one guy. And I agree with you. I think the pumpkin we saw at the end of the year, the regular old Sam Darnold that came back, I think that's what exactly trots out in Seattle. Jake, what do you think?
I think the same thing. Seattle is a shell of themselves. I don't know who's worse right now, Seattle or freaking San Francisco with what the hell they just did to their team. Boy, I can't wait to see what Clubber D thinks of that crap. This looks pretty bad. Clubber D right now is in a closet crying as we're talking.
He's holding his 49er jersey crying.
That Super Bowl window has shipped over, buddy. Sorry. Seattle, sorry. I don't know what the hell you're doing. You're rebuilding and using a bridge quarterback that just got his confidence back. If I'm Sam Darnold, I would have went to a team that at least was established and ready to go win chip. Not this bull crap.
I agree. I agree with Jake. He should have held. I would have even taken less money to go to a better team with better offensive weapons.
Yeah, it might have helped. Yeah, and let's see what Canteen has to say about that joke that Jake had. Let's see. What do we got here?
Go ahead. I ain't worried about Jake. I'm not worried about Jake. I'm worried about Jake got to say about me.
You hear that? You hear that laughing?
What did Jake say?
Here first.
What did he say? I'm listening. What did he say? What did he say, Jake?
You don't hear yourself laughing?
You heard it here
That's
first.
you laughing.
I don't hear anything.
Oh man, get out of here. Whatever. Anyways, it was you laughing. It's not funny anymore. All right.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, moving on. Edge Josh Sweat headed to the Cardinals. 4 years, $76 million. Milton Williams, defensive tackle to the Patriots. 4 years, $100 million. And finally, Chris Godwin returning to the Buccaneers. 3 years, $66 million. Cool. All right. Moving on. NBA. Let's talk a little NBA before we get out of here. First of all, the Cavaliers on another amazing 15-game winning streak. This will be their second 15-game winning streak of the season, along with a 12-game winning streak. So the Cavaliers just continue to power on, as do the Oklahoma City Thunder, who had an amazing victory last night over my Celtics. They beat us in our home court, so it was a very good win for them. I think my Celtics are obviously still the team to beat, to be the man, to beat the man. But the problem with my Celtics is they jack up too many threes. And when you have what happened last night, when you shoot a record 62 threes in one game and you only hit 20 of them, well, you're probably going to lose that game. The silver lining to that is that we really did suck, and that's the only time we lose is when we suck at threes. And we were still in the game. We almost won the game at the end. So that's at least a silver lining for me. Jake or Canteen, actually you start us off, Canteen. What do you think about the NBA right now?
Hey, man, so right now, when we look at the standings, fellas, across the board, man, we got this Cavaliers 55-10, Celtics 47-19, Knicks 42-23, Bucks 36-28. Top four across the East. When we look at the West, Thunder 54-12, Grizzlies 42-24, Nuggets 42-24. They're tied up. The Lakers are at 40-23, but the Lakers are losing at this point. Lakers are losing right now to the Bucks. And the Rockets are at 41-25, and the Warriors right behind them. Hey guys, man, there's still a lot of good basketball left, man. This is where the rubber meets the road, guys. We're in late March. We're in mid-March. Now it's time to separate the men from the boys. And the 7, 8, 8, 9 teams. This is where you decide who's going to be the play-in, play-out teams. You want to be in the top 4, 5. Where you kind of decide your fate. You don't want to be a play-in, play-out team, whatever at this point, man. I think here's my point from the West. And don't take me for this, guys. Don't take me wrong when I say this. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to get stronger. I think the Warriors are going to get stronger and stronger as they build upon the playoffs. The East, don't worry about the Cavaliers. Boston is just building and building and building and building. That's my take. Flo shaking his head like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, I want to back you up on the Warriors because since Jimmy Butler went to the Warriors, which I said was going to be an awesome trade, they are now 12. They are 12-2 since he got traded to the Warriors. 12-2.
Yep.
Somebody tried to tell y'all how good Jimmy Butler is. You
were against him going to the Warriors though.
I was against him, but the thing is with him is he always makes teams better. Remember that, Omar. I want to add this in. The only reason the Lakers are falling is because their fearless leader is taking a good little rest before he goes on a championship run. So don't worry. Lakers are La La Land will be great in great moods right when LeBron is back.
Well,
He's taking
maybe he should stop trying to rail on Stephen A. Smith on the sideline. What'd you think
That's
about
right.
that, Jake?
Exactly.
That's right.
Hey, he
That's
deserved to. Don't talk about his son.
That's
Don't
right.
talk about his son.
He's the one that told his mama to sit down when she got up and started saying something.
That's right.
He take his own advice.
No.
Hey,
Sit down.
that's right.
He brought this all on his son. By all the pressure he brought on, all the notoriety.
On his son.
I like what Nick Wright said. How come nobody else? How come no other college athlete that came out of the draft is getting that much scrutiny like the way Bronny is? And Bronny was in the second round. Don't do that.
Because LeBron hyped him up. Because LeBron, he wouldn't have got pick 55 without LeBron. He wouldn't have got
I'm
all
so
this
glad
hype.
you said that about
LeBron
LeBron. Because LeBron. It's a slap in the
He
face.
hyped
Another
him
way to
up.
slap
He
at
hyped him
LeBron. When he's practically carried the NBA for 20 years.
He didn't carry the NBA. He got all these people ate on his watch.
Woo!
Everybody eats on everybody's watch. I
All
don't
these
want to hear
people
that.
were eating. No one ate on Michael Jordan's watch. Everybody was eating. Everybody's eating, getting championships.
Oh, the
like
most dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Hey, Jordan had his 8-year career.
Hey, but when he was there,
Now get out of here with that crap, man. Yeah, we always want to forget about the 80s. We forget about the 80s when Larry Bird was busting his ass over and over again.
He didn't have a team. He didn't even have a team.
Man, get out of here with
Half
that
his team was on drugs. Are you serious?
Come on, man.
Come on. The Chicago Bulls were nothing when he got
Hey,
there.
Omar, you sound like an idiot. You're on mute.
The fact, Jake, that you would even out of your mouth just admit, you just contradicted yourself. You talked about the longevity of Michael Jordan versus LeBron. Michael Jordan's career was half of what LeBron's was in terms of length, but the impact was so much more. The superstardom was so much more that he packed a whole LeBron into way less time. He didn't need 20 years of saturation on the airwaves in order to achieve the greatness that he achieved, and the reason why he is called the air up there, Michael Jordan.
Until LeBron gets a
GOAT.
just sit down.
Yeah, please stop.
Michael Jordan was 6-0 in finals. 6-0 in finals.
2-3-peat. No one's ever done more than one. The modern era.
The modern
Kobe
era.
and Shaq did that recently too. I don't want to hear that.
More than one 3-peat. I think Kobe had one. That's it. Kobe even ate on LeBron's watch.
I like that.
No.
LeBron is not the modern era. He is the modern error. LeBron, the modern era, James. Let's go. I like that.
Whatever.
All right, let's move it into the final topic of the night. Let's talk about this MVP race. Huge MVP race down to two people. SGA from the Thunder, Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic just had the first ever 30, 20, and 20 game in NBA history. 31 points, 22 assists, 21 rebounds. Never seen before. And also, SGA had 3 really great games, a 50-point game, a 40-point game, and a 50-point game in the past couple weeks as well. So both players playing at their highest level. Jokic playing at even the best level of his career, and he is already a 2-time former MVP, and he's playing even better this year. But there's also, we always know, the knock on MVPs that have won it before and why new players will sometimes get that MVP. Taking all of this into account, let's go ahead and start with you, Canteen. What do you think about this MVP race?
I mean, at this point in the season, man, SGA, man. I mean, he has had a phenomenal season. The Thunder are playing at their peak. If they can continue to keep playing at this trajectory, get to the Western Conference Finals, get to the finals and win, it's a no-brainer, bro. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer.
I think SGA will win only because Joker's already won. But if you're really asking who the better player is, I think it's Joker 10 times. And the thing about SGA, he just reminds me of Russ so much. That team does not look promising at all. I think they put their heart and soul every day, and when the playoffs come, they're not going to know what to do. I think they're going to double team that boy, and now they're going to make everybody else beat them. They're not going to be so promising. Joker deserves it. They're going to give it to SGA because he's never won one. You watch.
Yeah, I was telling my dad last night as we were losing to them that I'm not really worried about them. I think they're still too young. I don't think they'll be able to handle the adversity of what comes with the playoff series. I don't think they can beat us in a 7-game series. I'm more worried about Denver. Flo, what do you think about this MVP race?
I think here's the thing, it's always about narratives, right? The reason Russ won it is because of the narrative of averaging a triple-double. I think the narrative with SGA is that he's on the number 1 team with the best record, or at least the best record in the West. And so that helps him, but he's not doing anything to set him apart other than leading the number 1 team. So I think if Joker continues to have these kind of games with these numbers, I think they could swing it back to Joker because the narrative will be, man, he's having such a great season, even if they're number 2 or 3 seed. I think if Joker can have these numbers, I think that'll swing it back to him. But he's got to continue to have these kind of numbers. Maybe not 30, 20, 20, but he's got to continue to have triple-doubles and just have games where he's just things that's never been done. I think that's what's going to have to do to switch the narrative. Otherwise, SGA is going to win this one.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with exactly what you said. That is true. And the crazy part is that Joker is playing, even though he's a former 2-time MVP, he's playing the best of his career. He is averaging a triple-double, just like Russ did back then. And as a big man, as a center, he's shooting 43%.
Has a center ever averaged a triple-double?
I don't believe so, no.
That could be the narrative. That
probably like maybe Wilt Chamberlain. I would have to check, but I don't
have to
so.
look that up. But I don't think a center has averaged a triple-double.
I don't think so either. I think you're probably right about that.
And so that could be the narrative that pushes it back into the MVP race.
Yeah, and also just that it's his best season. He's averaging a career high 29 points a game. He's averaging 13 rebounds, which is his second best mark in 10 seasons. He's dishing out 10 and a half assists a game, which his previous high was only 10. His true shooting percentage is 66%, and the Nuggets are 20% better when he's on the floor, or 20 points better when he's on the floor. His player efficiency rating of 32.2 is the best mark of the league in the league.
Wow.
In the league,
he may end up winning it.
Second best of his career.
He may end up winning it just by the pure numbers.
Yeah, and when you look at SGA, yes, he is getting the Russ type usage. He has a 33.6 career rate of usage, but his splits are really good. He's averaging 50%, 52.5% field goal, 37% in threes, and 90% in free throws.
He's a better mid-range shooter too.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good race, but I do think if SGA can at least keep up the scoring, I don't see a way that they can give it to Joker, just because I know how MVP voters vote, and they vote based on.
If he averages a triple-double, though, I think he could swing it. He could swing a lot of voters.
He could. It definitely is. It's not going to be one way or the other, a blowout. It's going to come down to the wire.
Oh yeah. It's going to be close.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate Flo for jumping on, even though he's on the road. We wish him safe travels, and we want you to join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group. Make sure you join at the Bottom Line Sports. As well, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And while you're there, subscribe to Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS, as well as the Final Say Pod with Hot Take Jake. And you can always find Canteen at the Bottom Line Sports. Gentlemen, do you have anything to say before we get out of here?
All is good, fellas. March Madness is on the way, baby. March Madness is on the way. Selection Sunday, guys. Get ready.
Cowboys are coming. Cowboys are coming.
What?
Look out.
No,
Look
you
out.
know what? No.
Look out.
No, we're not doing this.
Look out.
We'll see y'all next week. We're not doing this. Bye.
We're getting healthy.
Bye.